Hello and welcome to episode 232 of the Veeam Community Recap. We got a video this week. We pulled it off, but I am back in semi-normal circumstances. But her community majesty, the world traveler, Madalena, joining us from deep South America. How is it going? And it's good that we finally found a time to record.
Good day, Rick, and good day, community. Yeah, it's great actually to be back after a few weeks. I think this is the longest time we've been without having like a proper recap, like in normal circumstances. I'm not really in normal circumstances, you are, but as you said, I'm still traveling. Today I'm going back home. I'm in Colombia, Bogota yesterday. We had the tour in here, and yeah, we prepared some pictures for you at the end of the show. So stay tuned for that.
And I'm really bad, Maddie. I didn't really take any pictures from the event that I did. I did steal one off of LinkedIn. I might sneak it into the slide deck you made, but I just really got to ask, Maddie. You're heading back home. 2 suitcases, one, three. How much luggage are you rocking
It's
today?
one because I brought some stuff from Romania. I brought some swag from back home. I moved swag around.
Wow.
So I managed it a month with one suitcase and one backpack. So I'm proud of myself.
Really?
Actually. Yeah, but I had to wash in the meantime. So as you can
Oh,
imagine.
wow.
So yeah,
That
I did
is
laundry.
that's crazy. It's got to be like 4 times as big as you.
Yeah, I would say it's pretty big. Yes,
Yeah,
yes, but
okay.
it was so good. Like I think we had a successful time here with Veeam Tours in Lima, with Veeam Tour in Colombia. I was also Ecuador and Argentina for Veeam user groups. Those were the first one in person. Fantastic to meet in person our leaders there and our community. So happy with the result. But yeah, let's talk a little bit more at the end about it
Yeah,
while we go over the pictures.
exactly. I did adjust the pictures, and it's funny because my window is getting cleaned right now here in the office. So if you hear a little boom boom or see a shadow of a human crawling over me, that's what's up. Okay, here we go.
I can
Oh,
hear it actually,
yeah.
yes.
All right. First up, we have Timo with a great topic of customizing the Veeam Software Appliance ISO. A lot of this is really right about the new 2 of the 3 contents today are about the new stuff here. But what caught your eye on Timo's post?
Yeah, pretty good one. Actually, he's discussing how deployments have become faster and more efficient with the release of the Veeam software appliance and just enough operating system. But he brings a good point in here, like the rapid installation process does not really allow customization of settings such as keyboard layout, time zone, network configuration. Maybe in the future will, but as it is right now, it doesn't. So he says like, hey, this sorry, this can be a challenge, especially in Europe where we do have multiple keyboard layouts, right? So he developed a custom script in that sense, ksmod.py, that help you update or remaster the ISO and integrate these settings directly. So that's pretty cool, I guess. And then he explains how all these work step by step, starting with required tools, ending with how to deploy from ISO or USB. But I'm not going to just go through all the steps. It's just there in the article if you're interested. And I think many in Europe at least are going to be interested. Go over it. Pretty cool article. Thank you, Timo.
Yeah, actually, this is fantastic. And I love how, really, since we've been on the early availability milestone here, that the great practitioners, Timo and some of the others, are sharing this. And here's one point about putting it to a USB, which is an interesting trick as well for, walk up deployments, as I would like to say, or just straight up ISO. And then here it is. And, you can see that he's got some of those visuals here. So thank you so much, Timo. The you know, Timothy is really truly one of the best. He is one of the best tinkerers, if that is such a thing. So thank you, Timo. So good stuff. And here's the GitHub link for Fast Appliance. Pretty cool name from ksmod.py. So, and he's got all kinds of good stuff in here, I'm sure. Yeah, he's got all kinds of stuff. Yeah, the recovery point simulator, he's had that forever. So that's a great one. Thank you, Timo.
Yeah,
All right.
absolutely.
Speaking of playing with the early availability of the Veeam software appliance, Chris has one of, maybe some behavior not going as he would expect with copy and paste.
Yeah, so basically, while using V13, he got this error, an unusual issue, he says, with the console application while copying an error message from a job to the clipboard for investigation. And yeah, that's it. If you just zoom in that image, you can see the message that he got. But he says, like, even though I got this, I was still able to paste the clipboard contents. So what I mean, I'm sure this is going to be fixed. It's just a bug, it's just an error. Let us know if you got the same or if you got anything else. But what I find it valuable is that our community, is bringing our attention of any type of bug or error or anything that, when we do a new release happens. So that's a really good practice, and it definitely can help us improve on our product. So I just want to thank Chris that he's putting this out there. And In this case, Anton, I saw it that he posted on the forums. Anton advised that could be just a conflict with an antivirus program installed on Chris' laptop. So I think it's good that Chris also opened the support case, and let's see if that error repeats with, when the support is going to test it, or with other customers. But I tend to believe that it might just in this case be what Anton advised. But good practice. I really like when our community is like on top of things and, just come there to the community hub, to forums, and be like, hey guys, this is what happens. This is the behavior. Great practice. Thank you for that, Chris.
Yeah, and for those of you who haven't played yet with the Veeam software appliance, we've got it pinned up at the top. We have the upgrade center live, and spoiler, there is no upgrade yet, but there will be once we get out of this early release edition, right? So if you haven't checked that out, shameless plug of my own post there. So
It did very well, that one, Rick. I
it's
saw
it's
so many
doing good.
views already. Yeah.
All right, next up is my man Shane. This is a good one, playing with the XCP NG hypervisor, and he's looking at other platforms due to some of the market conditions. And what caught your eye on the Shane's post today?
Yeah, as you could see, this is like an older post, basically, like almost a month post. But I thought as well that was very interesting and worth mentioning. I saw that you haven't really mentioned it in the previous recap. So I was like, let's just do it. And he, as you said, he's exploring XCP-ng as a VMware alternative in this case. And he's just going back to our hypervisor discussion that we've been having for the past year. And I know we mentioned XCP and G in our recap before, but since Veeam might actually support it in the future, what do you think, Rick?
No comment.
No
But
comment.
what I will say is you should always be looking at other platforms.
Yes, I agree. So I think it's great that Shane is putting together this really comprehensive article discussing what is XCP-ng in detail, the architecture, some comparison with VMware, then going through installation, management, and my favorite part in here is why consider XCP-ng. And then he talks about how, it has a mature foundation with over 20 years. I didn't really know that, that the Xen hypervisor is so old, and it's comparable, he says, with VMware, probably same, more or less, time they start. I didn't know that. And this is an open source model with corporate backing from Bates, and it has security focus proven in hyperscale cloud environments, feature rich management with Xen Orchestra, clustering storage, VM lifecycle management, and then it has a strong community momentum. I think it does. I've seen a lot discussions in forum. I've seen it quite often as well in our community. So I do think it has a momentum right now with the community, and I think it's especially with SMBs, that are kind of exploring their alternatives to VMware. And it seems like also Shane's post steered some good conversation. I can see interest from our community as well. If you just go to comments, I can see a lot of good stuff in there, good discussion. So great stuff. Thank you, Shane, for putting all this together for us.
Yeah, indeed. Quite the conversational topic. Yeah, over 26 comments. That's great.
Mhm.
What catches my eye here, Maddie, and that's why I was holding right here, is I really like this look. I personally have not used XCP, but I have used
Mhm.
Zen back in the day, and that Zen hypervisor is actually the underlying technology that empowered Hyper-V. So it's actually proven in the market. So that's pretty interesting. Really intuitive here. And then the other thing I really, really like is that you can choose which type of boot firmware, BIOS or UEFI for the individual VM. Should you be in the business of moving from cloud or one hypervisor to another, that's the type of thing you're going to stub your toe on. So, Shane, this is good stuff. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah, totally.
All right, now we're going to stick to the plan, not breaking the rule. We're going to go to the Vanguard blog spotlight and the best nickname of a blog ever. No lab, no party, Mr. Paolo on expanding an object first UP cluster. This is cool.
Totally. And I don't know if it might just be the first time when we are mentioning Paolo in the VBS section. I'm sure we mentioned his name in while he was posting on the community hub. Not sure if we did in the VBS, but awesome stuff anyway. Great to have you, Paolo. So yeah, this is a topic that I believe we previously discussed about object first a lot. And he says like when the OTB repository used for Vim backups runs out of space, you can easily expand the cluster by adding new nodes. So I do think we had this discussion before, but it's always worth mentioning and see it from different perspectives. So let's see. The process, he said, is designed to be very simple and secure and seamless, whether you're using the virtual OTB appliance or the physical appliance. And Paolo is kind of taking us through the expansion process in here, how to prepare the new appliance, check current capacity, and then in Vim backup and replication, you should verify the current repository's capacity and the free space, and confirm the same in OTB console, do the configuration of the initial node, and join the cluster. And then you should go and verify the expansion, check in the ODB console that the new node is visible and total capacity has increased, and then just confirm the updated number of nodes. Of course, last step, update your Vim repository, and then you have a cool result. The ODB cluster is now expanded with additional nodes, and Vim automatically recognizes the increased storage capacity. And then another cool thing is like the no repository reconfiguration is required in this case. So pretty simple, just step by step, a lot of visuals in there, pretty cool thing. Sure, we discussed it, but always worth mentioning it.
Yeah, in other words, no repository, no party. So thank you, Paolo, for walking us through this one. And actually, I've not seen. There's actually an interesting thing, the updates too. That's an interesting thing because you want the cluster pair to be the same firmware, and that rhymes. So that's really good. We do that on Wednesdays when we record. So all that being said, this is really helpful to walk you through. And Maddie, you mentioned it's whether it's the physical appliance, which is the one you had the photo that Paolo had the photo of up front, or the VSA, the virtual appliance that Object First deploys for testing and lab use cases, a lot of that behavior would be the same. But good stuff. Thank you, Paulo. I'm only not even halfway through. Let me put it on fast
Yeah,
forward. There we
I
go.
know.
There's a lot of stuff. So, Paulo from Italy, thank you so much. And, I would imagine we could run his blog in Italian, but straight up it came in. Oh, there it is. You just switch right here. You can also get this content in Italian. So,
I think he's actually writing it in Italian, but then he's just having it translated in
yeah.
English as well.
Yeah, and the way I'm seeing it, um, it's perfectly fine English, right? So it's
Yeah.
either reviewed translation or really good tool, or he's you know writing it first and then translating it in Italian. Who knows? But thank you, Paolo. All right, next up, special department news. Now, we have three things from Brazil, from Spain, and from Germany. I have right clicked and translated these to English, but these will be events operated in those local markets, in those local languages. But Salesforce, we don't shout that out very often.
True. I was also surprised to see that. So I'm happy to see that. I can see a lot of people already registered for the September 23rd. Um, your time, I can see your time there, 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Translate that to Brazil time because this is a VUG Brazil event. So talking about how strong our community is in Latin America. Um, Brazil is one of the strongest communities as
Yeah,
always.
yeah,
And
indeed. I mean, they Brazil. It's funny, Brazil and Germany, which two of those we're going to feature today, are the strongest kind of country community markets. I think that's fair to say.
yeah, so looking forward to see Jean, Mateus, and Magnum in action.
Yeah, and thank you for also giving this part of our portfolio a really good look with the Salesforce
Absolutely.
capabilities. Outstanding.
I
Thank you.
still have to register. I don't know, it might just be 1 a.m. in Romania.
Well, good point. Two things. One, this will be delivered in Portuguese. I'm pretty sure nowadays we have capabilities to at least get the CC in English or another language, but we'll always have it on the Veeam community uh, playlist on YouTube.
Absolutely, yes. So if anyone wants to revisit this, they are going to be able. Also, our leaders are very good at posting it at the community hub. They
Mhm.
share the link in there, so you will never be lost in finding the link. So just go
Indeed.
to Beauty Brazil, you'll find it.
And given Maddie that you have spent a month in Latin America, you're ready to join in Salamanca this in-person event in Spanish for the VUG Spain. I'm sure your Spanish is brought right back up. Mine got a lot better from my week, but the VUG Spain team is up to something as well.
Yeah, totally. It's really good. I think I was seeing good numbers already. Over 30 people registered for this event. Luis, together with the team, the Spain team in Veeam Spain team, must say. They put together this event, and I can see they also have like a VMAG guests, and they have Object First, the sponsor, and they have some interesting discussions. Of course, it's going to be VBR 13 news, and I like that Veeam one as well. I can see it there. 10 tips if you
Yes.
know about Veeam one. I think that's Andre, that's AZ that is gonna join this event. Yes.
So that
Um,
might even be that part might be in English then.
it will, most probably, because as far as I know, AZ does not speak Spanish.
He does a lot of things, but I just don't know if that's on the list yet.
So yeah. So he's gonna be there. So I think this is gonna be a good event. I'm sorry I'm not gonna make it, but it's very early. I'm gonna still be jet lagged. So
Yeah. Right. Right.
So yeah, thank you, Luis. Thank you, Andre. Thank you, the team in Spain, and looking forward to see pictures, post, share opinions, feedback. So pretty good stuff,
And Object First, which was the sponsor of this one as
of
well.
course.
That we keep calling their name always. All right, last up in special department, the VUG Germany Hockenheim. I hope I'm getting it anywhere close to correct. And DataCore is a sponsor of this one. Let's take a look at this agenda. It's in Hockenheim in person on the 25th. This is my time, so it looks kind of early in the day, local time through midday or through the evening. Actually, it's Germany. It's going to be all day. That's what it
I
is.
think it's gonna be the whole day, and this is a special. Yes, of course,
Yeah,
it's a special one because if you just gonna, well, I don't really speak German
yeah,
either, but I do know that it's gonna be a special one. They're gonna do some fun activities compared to other events that they organized. Um, Usually they do it in an office, and they do drinks or dinner after. This time they're gonna do a fun activity. If you see the word cart track there,
yeah. Look at
there you go. E-kart racing, exactly. So they're gonna do something fun. The guys, Michael, Melter, Falco, Tobias, they were super excited about this. So I am again very sorry. I got an invite for this one too, but I'm not gonna be able to make it again. It's very early
yeah.
for me
Indeed,
after this
indeed.
trip. But really awesome. I see Max is gonna be there for AMA.
Hmm.
Um, who else do we have?
Marcus, yeah, we got Der Regnor right here, and we have Marcus Hartman from Veeam as well. Bad drawing, sorry.
Hey,
And
Marcus Harden is not from Vimric. He's a Vanguard.
oh, he is. Might as well. Sorry, Marcus. I get so confused by the awesome people, but Der
Yes.
Regnor is from Veeam, former legend.
Yes.
And then big thanks to DataCore sponsor Alwyn Cole.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so bad with names. Sorry, Marcus. Sorry, Maddie, about that.
That's fine. I'm sure Marcus it's proud.
We
And
only
he,
do this. We only do this like one take because we don't have time to edit.
yes.
All right, so I hacked your spreadsheet, and last week, as you are yesterday and the week before, we had Veeam tours in Latin America. To First one in Guatemala was last week, so I had the chance to be there. Whenever we go to a new market, I think that's always a lot of fun. We had a good crowd for the first time in that market, and you can see. Let's see here. There is Sophia. She was there with me, and there am I. So we both were there, and you got to be there for the picture, right? Don't miss the picture.
I got one yesterday as well in Leon tour, Colombia. So let's see.
I
But yeah,
stole
that's a
I
good one.
stole this from LinkedIn, but I thought, oh, that's a good picture. I approve of it from me. I'll go ahead and take it. And
Yeah.
then I also went to Mexico City, and I did not grab a picture from that one, which that one was wild big. It was crazy, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard that this Guatemala was a success, and in terms of numbers and engagement, as well
Yeah.
as Mexico, I heard the numbers like 700 or so.
Something like that. It was great,
Wow.
and it was funny because in my session we had simultaneous translation, but like 3 or 4 different times, if I could do like 2 or 3 of the sentences in Spanish, I would. And on the second time I did it in Mexico City, I'm getting better, and so I did more of it in Spanish. So I'm getting there. We'll see. We'll see.
Awesome stuff.
All right. So, and then now let's go to Maddie's pictures. Tell us about the Peru event.
Yeah, Veeam Tour Peru. I think this was also the first one. It was
Yep.
definitely smaller than Colombia and all the rest, probably even smaller than Guatemala in terms of numbers. We had a bunch of people being at the community booths, asking questions, getting the swag. I think we still developing that community. So in the future, we might get to have a Vim user group in there. But yeah, as you can see, we had Jeff there, we had Kirsten there, we had Karine. She's not in the picture; she was probably somewhere else. But we had Karine as well there. And I want to thank as well Mauricio and Tomas that are in the picture. They
Mhm.
were helping a lot with all our community activities in there and all the field marketing team. They put a lot of effort to get some nice community experiences, and you're gonna see it in the pictures as we move to Colombia.
Before
Uh,
I do that, I want to say big thanks to Mauricio. You can't quite see it, but he is wearing the Veeam community pin.
Of
So
course.
that was also he's wearing that. I'm like, yeah, yeah, go Mauricio.
Yes. And
So
yesterday he came to me and he was like, "Do you have those pins,
ah,
because I left my other one on my other jacket." And I was like, "No, I don't have it.
oh,
I left it everywhere."
they went so fast for Sophia and I. So the pins were definitely a hit. We'll have to double the order for next year.
Yes,
All
absolutely.
right. So we had a user group as well, and this was you right after vacation. So you got like the biggest possible smile.
I do, and I always love visiting Argentina because I like the people in there. I like the country. Everything is great. Esteban is amazing, and he supported this user group to, to come to life, and he helped us found Pablo as a leader, and he's supporting Pablo as well. Pablo is great. He's going to be as well at Veeam 100 Summit. He's been pretty active in the community hub as well. Um, as you can see, not a lot of people in here, but because there was football game that was playing Ecuador and Argentina. So
Well,
yeah,
and we just had the Veeam tour maybe 2 weeks prior or something like that.
yeah, that could be as well. But it was super engaging. People asked questions, people talked. It was very nice. This was in a Veeam office, very nice views from there. Again, want to thank Ilana for her support at Veeam on Tour Peru, as well as Veeam User Group Argentina. It was fantastic, and really, really looking forward to work with these guys in the future. And I think Pablo is already like putting together another one for November or December. He was so excited about it. So,
And I want to give a big thanks for Pablo. He recorded a video that I was able to play at the Veeam tour in Mexico and in Guatemala to let those attendees know about the community, because my Spanish was pretty good to like say, hey, do you know about the Veeam Community Hub? And I'd be like, community.veeam.com, tu sabes, do you know about it? And a lot of times people didn't. So he was able to, just in a 2-minute video, really provide me a great resource that we could send to the attendees. And we played that in front of both of the events. So big thank you for that video recording, Pablo. You're going to be a star, in the community terms.
yeah, absolutely. And then I went to Quito, to Ecuador, and we had another Veeam user group in person first in Ecuador. I got the chance to meet Roberto, our leader in there. Awesome guy, awesome leader. He really knows how to motivate.
Yeah, they look happy. Y'all look really
Yeah,
lit. That's great.
yeah. And then also, like, everyone was super engaging. A lot of women that were invited. I think this was the first VUG with almost half half.
I've never seen something like that. That's incredible.
I even mentioned it. I was like, I'm so happy to see so many women. All women put a big smile, of course, in the room. So it was fantastic. We had Steve Triana, who is a senior system engineer. He lives in Bogota, but he came to give some session in here, and he was supporting me with everything around. Just special thanks to him as well. And yeah, this was so engaging. People were just taking pictures. They were like, "Can I take a picture with you? Can I take a picture with you?" I was like, I think they were also very happy that I gave the session in Spanish about community. So, I was like, guys, this is my first time giving this session in Spanish. But if I do any mistakes, please forgive me. And everyone was like so grateful that I did that. So it all went well. And I think Roberto is already kind of thinking about a new one. And I think we might just have another leader, a co-leader with Roberto. So all good, fantastic.
Yeah, Roberto, doing the good stuff here in Ecuador. In fact, when this was happening, I think we were either in Guatemala or Mexico City, or I can't remember, or the night before. I ran over and showed this picture to Mauricio, who's the director of LATAM. He goes, wow,
Yeah.
that's great. They're in Ecuador. Fantastic. And then yesterday in Colombia.
Yeah, Veeam on Tour, Colombia, Bogota. And as you can see, you see me there in the picture down there. who is there? It's Roberto again.
That's right. That's right.
He was in Bogota as well. They had the booth, so he came and he helped me at our booth because we had big lines in there. So he was super excited to talk about community. That was fantastic. We had some amazing experience because we had a photograph, and then people would come and just take their picture in there. You see Maria Belen, and then a customer as well. And I was also taking pictures separately with a lot of our customers and partners that I got their LinkedIn, and I was like, I'm gonna tag you on LinkedIn, I promise. So I have a bunch of pictures that I have to post on LinkedIn. But this was an amazing experience, and all great support from our Veeam team and from our leaders, and overall successful month here in America, Latin America. And I do believe we have a leader or two for Colombia as well. So soon we might just have a VUG Colombia. So
I went to Colombia in 2023, the second year that we went there for the VMon tour. This market, very good, very strong. And, by the way, Belu Maria here, she's awesome. Love her. And, this community works in Latin America. It's really strong. We've already got great success in Brazil. Now these other countries, just one at a time, activating. And these bags, we had them as well in Guatemala and in Mexico City. Now, but Maddie, you're going to love what I did here. You see the table, right, that you had?
yeah,
You see my office. You
yeah.
know what I do. I take things. Okay.
Oh
So
my,
now outside of my office, I took the table from Mexico City back.
no way.
I
You
did.
took
I
the
did.
table.
The wrap.
Okay.
And then on Facebook Marketplace, I found the same, size and shape of a table. So now I have put the community booth outside my office. I cleared it with facilities. They like it. So
Oh my God, this is amazing. You have to do a video and post it in the community.
I
Come
was
on.
thinking about setting it behind me, but it looks really good, kind of like outside the door. But I need Sophia to come in here and just like, okay, Rick, this is what we're gonna do. I need her to get me sorted out. So
Yeah, so basically we had such amazing time, right? You and Safia, myself, it was really successful, all these Latin American events, and really looking forward to expanding here. And just as we go, I'm really thinking that there is so much potential.
and big thank you to Tomas, the marketing manager for
Of
LATAM, allowing the Veeam community to really be strong, have a presence at each of these events, and our team was at every event had one or more people on our team. So this is fantastic.
Absolutely.
All right. Speaking of Sophia, we do have Who's New, and we have plus 187 new members, and the coolest usernames are Cool to Warm. Okay, sounds like storage. I'm down with that. Junior Wear, Critical Chance, Princess Gals, and then those are kind of funny. And Alfred's pick is the Silly Goose. I actually have a suspicion who that may be. I'm not sure.
Okay.
So, Maddie, you're heading back after about a month down in Latin America, and you leave like soon, right? So,
I will. Yeah, just packing and then just having some breakfast and heading to the airport. I will make my way there probably on Thursday evening. So
yeah, long journey. But, I'd rather have a long trip rather than a short trip with a long journey, if you know what I mean.
absolutely, I think I'm gonna recover much better from jet lag as well. So I
I
I,
think,
I totally agree.
tell me you're not working Friday. Please take it off.
Uh, well,
Eh,
I do. I think we do have two calls,
yeah,
so
yeah,
I'm
but
gonna just take those calls probably.
take
So
some time for you, though.
yeah,
I know you had like actual vacation, but, even just getting back is some work. So I appreciate, the big hustle that you do. So,
thank
all right.
you.
And then I think next week I'm here in town. I think we'll be double normal circumstances. Could it be?
Yes, we will.
Awesome. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned next week for episode 233.